Welcome to Suburban Warrior, the podcast that will impact, inspire, and empower you to transform your mindset and become the badass warrior that you are. I'm your host and fellow warrior, Chrissy Pfeiffer, former clinician and corporate marketing exec turned multi-passionate entrepreneur, performance and life coach, and mom to 4 not-so-little warriors. Each week, I will bring you honest conversations with inspiring guests to share their stories of resilience, optimism, success, and simple yet effective strategies so that you transform your thoughts and change your behavior to get the results you want in your life. You will be empowered to take action, warrior up, and believe in you. Let's do this. What's up, warriors? First, I want to say, I hope you and your family and your friends are healthy and safe and doing the best that you can during this crazy, crazy time that we're in. And today's episode, I am focusing on small businesses. And I have 2 very special guests with me from 2 very different types of businesses, a fashion boutique and a restaurant, talking about what they are doing during this time to pivot literally on a daily basis and try their best to keep the lights on, keep as many people employed as possible, and do the best that they can for the community at this time. And as we all know, this global pandemic, the coronavirus, is affecting our world and each and every single one of us in so many different ways. And the healthcare workers and the grocery store workers and pharmacies and everyone who's out there on the front lines doing everything that they can for us each and every day. I want to thank them. They are truly our heroes, and I think about them all day long. And as hard as it is for us to stay home, at any moment, I am so grateful for the work that they are doing to help flatten the curve and hopefully get us all back to living a normal life again. So thank you for all that you are doing. But there are also many small businesses, many services that we have all used, whether it's a fashion boutique or buying jewelry or getting our nails done or our hair cut and highlighted, as I have 2 different hair colors right now, that we all use on a daily basis. And I know many businesses are trying to navigate how to continue on during this time, and not just, financially how to continue on, but what is the right thing to do, how to sell their goods or serve the community in this time. So today I'm highlighting 2 local to the main line of Philadelphia business owners who have pivoted their business and are working to serve their community in the way that they know how to and still provide a service, but also give back to the community at the same time. So first up, we're going to hear from a restaurant owner. Sean Coyle is the owner of the Goat's Beard in Manayunk and Wayne, Pennsylvania. And let's listen up as he tells us just what he has had to do to really shift his entire business model just to keep the lights on. Hey, Sean, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so excited.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. I wish it wasn't under these circumstances that we're talking about your amazing restaurants, the Goat's Beard and Manayunk in Philadelphia. But I'm excited to highlight all of the amazing stuff that you've been doing over the past couple of weeks. So first, tell us a little bit about why you opened the Goat's Beard 7 years ago.
7 years ago, yeah. Well, I kind of needed a job. I've always been in the restaurant business, and I took a couple years off to find other things. Then I met your best friend and decided that it was time to get back in the swing of things. And, me and my partners found a good space in Manayunk and then in Wayne. And I think it's just kind of, it's in my blood. My whole family's been in the restaurant business. My sister's in the catering business. It's just kind of what I know. So I decided to do it again, give it another shot.
Yeah, and your family has been in the restaurant business. Your father was Benny and Flynn's,
Benny and
right?
Flynn's, yeah. A couple
Yeah,
other
which is kind of
places.
like a mainline staple.
It was, yeah. So my sister and I grew up in that business. My mom ran it. We've been in the hospitality industry my whole life. Even my dad opened a couple bagel shops and video stores, and just always something to keep us moving. Entrepreneurial mindset. So once I tried to get out of it, I realized I couldn't. I didn't know anything else, so I got back into it. And with the Goat's Beard, just trying to accumulate all the knowledge I've gained, and just trying to do. I'm just trying to do what I know how to do.
Well, you certainly are trying and doing it well, because the Goat's Beard has been so successful. I know so many people that love to just visit and hear the live music, the great food, the great drinks. So it's in your blood, and you're doing an amazing job. So now tell us about how the circumstances over the last couple of weeks have impacted your business.
It's pretty incredible. I don't think anyone. It's hard for me to answer the question other than it's totally devastating.
Yeah.
I had to let go 90 people, all that work paycheck to paycheck. I don't know how. I mean, I speak to them on a daily basis. It's hard for them. They're scared out of their minds. So are we. And honestly, we just decided that there was a select few of us that wanted that I could keep on salary or working, that we could do something. I don't know what it is. We weren't sure what it was going to be, but we knew, I think it was Friday and Saturday and Sunday leading up to the closure on the 15th or 16th, I believe, like 2 weeks ago, that we had to do something. The Thursday and the Friday, Saturday, we saw that people were just scared. So we had to, I think the word of the day is pivot. And we did. I'm not really a takeout restaurant. Our food doesn't travel well. I don't do caviar or delivery. I just, because I don't think it represents us properly. So we had to kind of change the menu to what did go right, and what did travel well. And then we just started running. And yeah, we think we did dinner for $4 for $25 to start. Just kind of get the word out and try to ease people into it a little bit so they could get a good deal. And it went off gangbusters. And it did save 6 or 7 of us every day. We work all together. They go home to their homes. I go home to my home. And we make sure that we're clean and efficient, and we don't, we keep our social distancing as much as possible. And it's kind of worked out. It's crazy, and it's literally an entirely different business model.
Yeah. So essentially, you've in the midst of all of the fear and the panic and the sadness that you're feeling and that your employees are feeling, you basically had to create an entirely different business model for your restaurant, just to, like you said, keep the lights on, keep the people that you have, and sustain the business so that there is something to come back to, so that you can then rehire all of those 90 people. But you did it in a way where you are, serving the community with the Feed a Family of 4 for $25, which is amazing. And I know, just speaking from my family personally, in those first weeks where it was really scary, those meals were not only delicious, but a source of excitement for us and comfort.
A way to leave the house, right?
It was, a way to leave the house, to pick it up curbside. We couldn't wait till the menu came out at 2:00 so we could all look at it and decide what we wanted. I mean, really, it truly is about the little things. But the fact that you really pivoted immediately and were able to keep something going and serve the community is amazing. And I know that you're still doing that today, and you're the Goat's Beard is now doing takeout that you can order on a daily basis and pick it up curbside. So I think that's awesome that you're serving the community.
We changed it up a little bit. We now offer a couple more options, so people don't get, honed into just the 1, 2, or 3 options we had. I did that yesterday for the first time. And it worked out. It was crazy. So I'm going to keep, but we're going to keep pivoting as this thing goes forward. I mean, I might change it up next Wednesday. We close Monday and Tuesday. I might have to. But really what I'm trying to do, all I'm trying to accomplish is to keep the lights on, keep a couple people paid. And like you said, open up. When they lift the ban, I can open the doors. And it's tight. Like and as long as it goes, it's only going to get tighter. And I'm nervous for the people that, we're lucky we have a little bit of money saved. A lot of restaurants work week to week. And if you have a snowy Saturday, you're kind of screwed.
Right.
Luckily we have a little bit of money saved up. I'm pretty tight that way. And we have a couple months that we can make it. But if this thing goes deeper, I'm afraid to see what all the other restaurants do. There's some places that aren't going to make it through this. And it's sad. It's scary. Like someone's entire life, everything they've put into their restaurant, it could be gone.
Yeah.
It's nuts. It's nuts. I say it every day.
It's unprecedented, and it's so hard to fathom. I think every day people wake up and try to realize, is this really reality that we're living in? But in and amongst all the fear and panic that is happening, the GOAT spirit is not only serving the community with meals, but you are doing so much more. And why don't you tell us about how you're giving back to the community? I know that you specifically announced meals for those. You can give more detail, but you're also partnering with other organizations. So tell us about what you're doing to give back.
We try to kind of give back every day because we're selling everything at pretty much 50% off. That's for the general public. Now, again, like I said, we might have to pivot off that a little bit. But I've spoken with Leslie Goodell at fooditforwardte.org. What she's doing is she's using her daughter's website, which is a 501c3 website, to push people in the Radnor TE area to go to this website and buy gift certificates for restaurants. You donate to that site, then they buy gift cards from the restaurant of your choice, and there's 20 or 30 to choose from. And then they buy those gift cards and give them to first responders, to people in the hospitals, all healthcare employees. Last week we gave, I think, $375 to the Radnor firefighters or Wayne firefighters. So that's a cool idea. And it seems like a lot of these things are popping up. I spoke to my buddy Alex yesterday. On Monday, we're doing a drop off for Paley Hospital for, Food for 50. And it's a GoFundMe page that's called Fuel the Fight 2020. A lot of good's coming out of this bad, and it's fun to see. It's nice to see how everybody's trying to get the community lifted and doing whatever they can to help. There's always a couple bad apples, but the majority of people are just trying to help each other out. It's beautiful. It's kind of beautiful to see, and I see a lot of them. I'm trying to do more. I also did every night between 7 and 8. Anybody in the restaurant industry can call up that's out of work and bring a pay stub, and I'm going to feed them a meal for free. So again, I'm just trying to think outside the box to help who I can help, keep the lights on, and just do our part,
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you're absolutely doing your part. All of those organizations, like you said, I know that a lot of people and a lot of organizations are shifting to figure out what can they do for people now. I know, my husband's company, they did something similar. They did Pizza It Forward, where they're delivering pizzas to all the local emergency rooms.
Oh, that's great.
But so there's a lot of movements popping up to just help people that are in need of it right now. And I think that's so admirable that what you're doing for the people in the restaurant industry that might be out of work and, offering them a meal. I think a month ago we would have been like, that's something that's so simple, like whatever, whatever. Now it could be the only meal that they get that day. And, sure. It's really awesome that you're doing that. So,
thank you.
I just thank you for all that you're doing for the community to keep us fed and, bring some joy to our lives. And I will say the food is absolutely delicious.
That's sweet of you.
look forward to it. It's awesome. And I can only imagine how difficult it is to have to pivot the business and completely shift your business model. And to do that all while giving back to the community and keeping others in mind is really a spectacular thing that you're doing. So thank you.
Thank you. That's sweet of you.
Yeah.
Strong survive, right? So we just want to help out. If you have any ideas, I mean, I know you speak to a lot of people. I'm all in. Let me know.
You are. I know you are. You're always there, always ready to jump on a new opportunity and help others out. So if anyone is not following the Goat's Beard on Instagram, it's a must do. Go on Instagram and click follow right now, because that is where both Instagram and Facebook, they share their daily menus and how you can order, the phone number to place your order, and then you can simply pick it up in curbside in Wayne or Manayunk if you're local. And you will no doubt be very happy that you did. Yeah. So Sean, thank you so much for joining today. Thanks for telling us all about the restaurant and how you're giving back and helping others. I really appreciate it. I know you're really busy, so I appreciate your time today.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure. It's my first podcast. I'm so excited.
Well, you did a great job, Sean.
Thanks, Chrissy. I appreciate it. And good luck to everybody out there.
Next up, we have Maureen Doron. Maureen is the owner of Skirt Boutique, a fashion boutique in Bryn Mawr, Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, Rittenhouse Square, and also Stone Harbor, New Jersey. And she's going to explain to us how she has come up with a fun and interesting way for her customers to still have an amazing shopping experience without having to walk through the doors of her store. Let's hear from Maureen. Hey, Maureen, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you so much for having me.
So I am excited to have you here so you can tell us about your amazing boutique Skirt, which is located on the main line in Philadelphia. Well, actually, there's one on the main line. It's Bryn Mawr Rittenhouse in Philadelphia and Stone Harbor. And
right.
I know that your small business, along with many other small businesses, have been greatly impacted by the coronavirus and what is impacting everyone around the globe. But I really wanted to talk to you about, a little bit about your company and what you guys are doing during this time to kind of pivot and really make almost daily changes to almost keep the lights on, if you will. So why don't you first tell us a little bit about yourself and about your business?
Sure. Hi, everyone. So my name is Maureen Doron, and I opened my first location in Bryn Mawr, Pennsylvania, a suburb of Philadelphia, 19 years ago. And we carry what we call advanced contemporary clothing. So kind of designer clothing, women's clothing, everything from jeans to cocktail dresses. And we really serve all ages, lots of mothers and daughters shopping together. But I'd say I kind of am my customer. I'm 43. I have 3 kids, working mom, 2 dogs. Busy, but I like to wear everything from jeans and a leather jacket to, a great dress with tights and booties, kind of like a mix of bohemian to preppy to, casual to dressy, kind of a real mix is what I like to say our girls are like. So that's kind of our style and what we're about. And we just really are a family. We really know our customers. We know what's going on in their daily lives. My staff is definitely my second family. We're really close. And we are like that with our customers too.
That's amazing. So what was really your inspiration or your why to starting a fashion boutique?
So my why was, well, I do love clothes. My why was really not clothes and fashion. My why was, I was very young. I was 24 when I opened my first store. I grew up in Broomall, Pennsylvania, not far from Bryn Mawr, but I was living in New York City. And I opened December 1st in 2001, so just after 9/11. And that definitely was a wake-up call to just wanting to love my life and love what I do every day. And I was working for Coach, the handbag company, but I was working in their corporate office in a cubicle in the visual merchandising and store design department. And I just realized at that young age that I wanted to love what I did every day. I wanted to I knew that I was going to go to work every single day, 52 weeks a year, get 2 weeks vacation. And it hit me at that young age that I did not want to spend my life not going to a job that I really, really loved. And for me, it was not working a corporate job. So I knew I had to create a job for myself that I loved. And for me, it was opening a small store that I thought I could spend my days surrounding myself with women that I liked, that were cool and kind, and spend my days talking to other interesting people. I thought that sounded like a really cool way to spend every day. So I created that for myself, and that was my why. And so I tell my staff all the time, I'm a crier, everybody. I'm sorry, but I'm not going to cry. I tell my staff all the time about that is my why. And now my why is creating that same thing for all of the people that work for me, a place to go every day, a job to come to every day that they actually like. That is not just lip service. I don't want anyone to have that pit in their stomach when they go to bed at night thinking, ugh, I don't want to go to work tomorrow. And my why is now creating that for everybody who works for me.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that why. And I think you have been really successful at creating that, because having been in your stores, everyone is very happy to be there. And you can just tell from the vibe that it is a place they enjoy being, but they all enjoy being around each other. And of course, they all are very awesome at what they do as well. So, with that being said, how has, recent events in the last 2 weeks impacted your business? Especially because you haven't been in the store. I mean, it's been about 2 weeks that the store has been closed, right?
Yes. I've lost all track of time, and days and nights have blended into one, but it has impacted us greatly. I feel like we were changing by the hour. At first we thought, when they first recommended that non-essential businesses closed, we thought maybe we could book private appointments with our clients, and maybe it was just one stylist and one customer in the store at a time. Maybe that would be safe. And within hours, we realized, okay, no, that's not okay either. Then we thought we've just had to pivot so many times that we're down to now really just sending out boxes from our inventory to customers' homes. And we don't even allow more than one employee in our building at a time. So we don't even, if somebody needs to go into the building to pick up supplies or pick up paperwork, we have to constantly be in touch with each other so that nobody crosses paths. So there's not two people in the building at the same time. So wow. It's definitely a challenge. But the way we're doing now is by a great service that we actually have always offered. And so we knew how to do it. We had the logistics ready, luckily, but now has become our only source of reaching our customers. And it's been great. And it's called Style Box. And what it is you reach out to me over email or text or private message through any of our social media channels. And you can tell us a little bit about yourself, or chances are we already know you because you're an existing skirt client and we know you very well already. Tell us a little bit about yourself or what you're looking for, or maybe the jumping off point is something that you saw on one of our social media pages. I really like that sweater. Those jeans look cute. and we curate a box for you filled with some of our favorite things, some of the things we think would work on you based on your body type, your lifestyle. You're working at home right now. Obviously, everyone's working at home right now. You're a stay-at-home mom. You love to be outside. All the things we know about you. We curate a box for you filled with great things, and there's no obligation. You pay nothing. We ship it to you for free. You try it all on at home. You put on a little fashion show in your house for your husband or your friend or your kids, and
which is so fun,
right?
So fun.
I said, this is homeschooling for all those budding fashion designer daughters out there, or those budding, buyers. Maybe your son wants to be the buyer at Neiman Marcus someday, and you can call that a homeschooling lesson, in my opinion.
I love it.
And you try it on at home, and then we have a mailing label to ship it all back to us. At this point, you've still paid nothing. Once we get the box back, we go through your purchase. Whatever you decide to keep, that's the first time we charge you a penny. So whatever you decide to keep, we charge you for, and that's how it works.
Wow, that's really such an awesome service, because basically, how fun is it that you get a box of clothes delivered to your doorstep that you can then have your own fashion show at home at your own convenience? That is an amazing way to shop, and haven't spent a dime. And whatever you love, you keep, and whatever you don't, you just put it back with a prepaid shipping label. It literally could not be any easier.
Yeah. And what we hear often is it really helps. Like sometimes, you get outside of your box, not to excuse the pun on words, but you get out of your own box a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe in the comfort of your own home, you try on something that you never normally would have tried on. And my stylists are experts. So sometimes just in, talking to you or hearing about your body type or hearing about your lifestyle a little bit, or even better, sometimes we friend you on social media. If you're comfortable with that, seeing a picture of you, we can send you stuff that we know will work on you that maybe you never would have tried in a store setting, but you're willing to try on at home in the comfort and safety of your own home. So that's really fun too.
Absolutely. And I know even when I'm live in skirt, with your stylist, they suggest things that I would not have normally picked out for myself. And then I put it on and I'm like, yeah, I like this. So I think that's a great point. I love that it can also get you out of your box of what you would normally wear. So that's an amazing service that people can be using right now when the store isn't open. And, I think it's amazing that you already had it prior to this, but I'm sure it's going to be used that much more now when people can't get into the store live.
Yeah.
So also the other things I wanted to highlight so you've had to pivot, like you said, like literally by the hour.
Yeah. I will say that we did have Style Box, but it definitely was kind of in sleep mode. We always said we would do this, and people who mostly took advantage of it were like customers who'd moved away, but still missed us, or people who were super busy and couldn't seem to get into the store. But now we've definitely ramped it up, and we're happy that people are being super supportive and really want to, stay in touch and support small businesses, and they're really reaching out and using it in full force. So first of all, I just want to say thank you to everyone who's ordered those Style Boxes. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely. And it is amazing how much people do want to support small businesses during this time. And I know, Skirt is always really instrumental in giving back to the community, and annually you hold fundraisers and things for certain charities, like, Skirt for Schools, where you give a portion of proceeds back to the schools, local schools. And you have Skirt Cares, where you give portions of proceeds to people's favorite charities. I know one of my favorites is when you can get to bring an old skirt piece that you've purchased in the past and bring it in for a discount on a new item, but then you donate all of those clothes that have come into our closet, which is a local organization as well. So, Skirt really focuses on giving back to the community all the time. What about, now that there is even greater need, you're pivoting your business and you're working to serve the community still through fashion with Style Box. Are there any other ways that Skirt is looking to give back at this time?
Yeah. So we are, well, first of all, I just want to say, I struggle with this every day as we, are conscious of how much everyone is, feeling scared, and lots of people are unemployed or feeling, fearful and sad. And it's hard for us to even wonder if it's appropriate to be talking about fashion right now. So we struggle with the right way to do that every day. And we, get that we're just trying to, do whatever we can to, remain the family that we are at Skirt. It is my goal to have a business and have work, jobs for all of my team to come back to when I can reopen my doors traditionally when this is all over. But I never want to seem insensitive to what is going on in the world. And when I'm talking about shopping and buying clothes, I get that there are much bigger issues going on in the world right now. So what I think about every day is our healthcare workers that are out there doing the most important work in the world right now. And so we are currently in the works of rolling out a really, special program that I hopefully will look back on and feel like I was able to do some tiny little something to bring a tiny shred of joy to those people whom I just can't imagine how exhausted and scared they are, our healthcare workers. I don't have all the details to be able to share with you, but by the time this airs, we'll have all those, and they'll be shared on all of our social media platforms and our website, that we are going to be offering a program where with every Style Box purchase, we are going to be sending a Style Box gift to personally from us from Skirt to as many healthcare workers as we can. So when this is all over, all those people that are out there working for us, as many of them as we can reach, we're going to be gifting those healthcare workers with a little gift from Skirt. So just a small token of thanks for all the work they're doing.
That sounds amazing. And, I think, I agree. I mean, right now, the healthcare workers are on the front lines, and I can only imagine, how they feel going home to their families, and, the fear and what they're doing to really just serve our community. So I think that sounds like such an amazing idea to gift them with something that will put a smile on their face. So I'll make sure when this airs that all of your website information, which is shop-skirt.com, and @shopskirt is your Instagram, but I'll make sure it's all in the show notes so that people can learn a little bit more about the program and then give back as well. And I would like to say too, thank you, because I know another thing that you did to serve the community and your customers was you sent those beautiful flowers out to all of your customers. Which was,
yes, it was like the timing was kind of ironic, but it worked. I hope to bring a small bit of joy to some of our customers during the craziest week of everyone's life, I think.
Yeah, craziest week of everyone's life is right. And to have a beautiful bouquet of flowers show up on your doorstep was certainly a very kind and generous surprise. So I think
Argyle in Haverford partnered with me on that. They're wonderful. They're the most amazing flower shop. So if you are looking to send someone a little bit of happiness right now, please visit Argyle. They're amazing.
That is so great. Awesome. Well, Maureen, thank you so very much for joining me today. I really appreciate your time and thank you for explaining how you've been able to pivot your business right now, because I hope that it will not only for customers to hear how they can still, get skirt fashion, but also for other businesses to learn how, we can pivot businesses at this time and try to continue moving forward as much as possible.
Thank you, Chrissy.
So you've heard from two local, very different businesses and what they are doing right now during this time to switch things up, change their business model, serve their customers, and quite frankly, stay in business at this time. And I know many local businesses are switching things up to do what they have to do in the best way that they can to serve their customers and maintain their business. So please consider supporting your small business community locally, wherever you are. I know that the local business owners will be so appreciative for it. And as always, if you are in need of help during this time in any way, please, please, please reach out to someone. Never suffer in silence. There are so many people out there that are willing to help, that are willing to lend a hand, that are willing to be a good neighbor. And no one knows if you need help unless you ask. So please remember that always. And sending love, light, and hugs to everyone out there. Please stay well, be healthy, warrior up, and believe in you.